Hi, my name is Adam Walls, and I'm an award-winning makeup artist. You may have seen my work in Season 1 of Heels. Have you ever done a creature makeup before as part of a live demo? Well, join us as the Scene Makers Collective brings us along for the ride. Alright, so today we're going to do something a little bit different. Not only are we going to see a handful of makeups ranging from injuries to creature makeups, but you're going to see me focus on a couple live demos that I did this past month with a group called the Scene Makers Collective. Now, I know I've mentioned this before, but I've been working within the film and television industry for almost 20 years at this point, and I've been really fortunate enough to work with some amazing artists and amazing storytellers on projects like Thunderbolts and NCIS New Orleans and The Lost City and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, just to name a few, and it's been an amazing journey. But, like a lot of people working in film right now, I've watched the industry change, especially here in Georgia. Now, Georgia's film scene has been one of the biggest in the country for years, but lately things have been slowing down quite a bit. Other states, and especially other countries, are offering stronger incentives, which is making it more difficult to compete. And here's the thing, in a lot of other countries, the pay rates are a lot less than what they are here in the States. In addition to that, production don't have to pay healthcare costs for any of the employees because they're working in countries that have nationalized healthcare plans. And that's not a political statement, that's just a fact about how the business works globally. So what does that mean for us? It means artists, technicians, and film professionals have to pivot. We're starting new businesses, finding new creative outlets, and building new communities. I mean, technically this channel is a pivot for me, and I still work in film and television, I just haven't done it as much as I'm used to over this past year or so. And one of the more interesting things to come out of this transition has been meeting up with groups like the Scene Makers Collective. Now, the Scene Makers Collective was actually founded by fellow makeup artist and department head Devin Morales. And it's all about bringing people from the film industry, creatives, artists, and makers, all together to kind of support their side hustles and new businesses and creative endeavors. It's a community built around collaboration, and it's been getting some traction. Now, over the past month, the Scene Makers Collective has been a part of two amazing events: the Trilith Makers and Music Festival, and the Films and Friends Spooky Selection at Monday Night Brewing Company in Atlanta. Now, at the Trilith event, Scene Makers pulled together some amazing artists to showcase their skills and talents. Jeremy Palco, a local actor showing and selling his artwork, Art by Palco. Brittany Allen, a local makeup artist, she was showcasing her company, Vanity by Alexis. Kizzy Martin, a local costume supervisor, had her custom magnet company, Sweet Matic, showcasing her products. Local makeup artist Jordan Ventus and Sarah Oken were there with jewelry, bracelets, and necklaces created for the event. And Devin herself brought a ton of stock temporary tattoos to apply during the event. And on the makeup demo side of things, we had Midian Crosby applying her monster horns and ears on fellow makeup artist Nick London, Andy Wright of Morphstore demoing his custom silicone werewolf prosthetic. Jessica Paige Goodin was there showing off a foam latex vampire brow and Liquid Octopus's new line of vampire teeth. And of course, I was there applying a custom unicorn makeup for Off the Walls effects. And because this is a makeup channel, make sure to stick around. I will have more details on that build process for that unicorn coming up shortly. Each artist brought something unique to the table, and together they really illustrate just how deep the talent runs here in Georgia's film community. And then we had the Films and Friend event at Monday Night Brewing, which was another great night for the local film community. In addition to the short films that were being showcased, the Scene Makers Collective was also there, showing all the different sorts of things you can do with makeup. Andy Wright was back with new transfer prosthetics from Morphstore, where he created a complete Viking look. Devin Morales was there again, applying fake tattoos for anyone who wanted them. Local makeup artist, cosplayer, and specialty costumer Alex Burns was also there showing off his custom Beetlejuice cosplay. And of course myself, deciding to get things a little bloody for the week of Halloween. And a huge shout out to Catherine Founts for being my patient victim for the evening as she dealt with a pretty messy blood gag. And also a huge thank you to Ellen Arden and Jennifer Denise Bennett for capturing a few great videos and photos of the event. Now, since this is Off the Walls effects, let's dive into the makeup. Specifically that unicorn from the Trilith event. Now, this piece started way before that festival event. This actually happened years ago when my daughter was a little bit younger, and she decided she wanted to be a unicorn for Halloween. And after talking to her a little bit, she kind of leaned into the idea that she wanted to be a rock and roll unicorn. We started the whole process with a life cast of my daughter, which gave me the base to sculpt the design. From there, I sculpted the prosthetic directly over the cast, making sure the sculpture worked with her features. The horn itself started as a sculpture, and after molding was created out of a 2-part polyester resin, and then backlit with LEDs powered by a simple 9-volt battery hidden under her wig. The glowing horn really brought the whole thing to life once it was applied. Once the sculpture was molded, and I pulled the first silicone prosthetic, We gave the appliance a white base because when researching white horses, we really liked the contrast between the white fur and the pink fleshy nose. This addition of the pink color really gave us a nice warm center focal point, bringing a little life into the makeup. Now the application itself was done in a few stages. First I prepped the skin, bald capped my model, and then adhered the silicone prosthetic using Telesis. In previous applications, I used a standard pair of foam latex ears from Rubberware, but I really wanted to support a local business this go around, so Andy and Morphstore hooked me up with a pair of latex ears that I could use. I mixed a custom Pax paint using a shimmery white acrylic as a base, and then I proceeded to airbrush a spatter coat of white and rice paper all over the makeup. Finally, I added the finishing details, including a beauty makeup that I did with a slight rock and roll eye, and of course a few piercings to sell the rock and roll vibe. This has been a fun evolving makeup for me ever since we applied it for the first time in 2020. Each time has been a little bit different, and it's been fun to watch evolve as my daughter's aged. Although there was a slight sadness with this last application. Since we originally sculpted this when she was 7, the prosthetic just didn't quite fit her new teenage face. So I think this will probably be the last time she'll wear it. I mean, we made it work for the event, but it really doesn't fit her face comfortably anymore. I suppose on to bigger and better things. But I guess that's one of the perks of being involved with a group like the Scene Makers Collective. We were given the space to show off that makeup. We were able to apply it one last time. And one of Scene Makers' focus is to create a space allowing artists to experiment and flourish. And honestly, when that sort of space is given, amazing things happen. Georgia has an incredible film industry, and it's events like these that really reminds me of just how strong and passionate this group really is. Working together, sharing our skills, showing our support, not only strengthens those bonds, but it opens up new doors. This whole industry is built on connections, so whether you're trying to get into makeup effects, or the film industry in general, networking is key. Events and groups like this have the ability to create those networking opportunities available to all of us. This business can be unpredictable. Sometimes you have to pivot, evolve, and find new ways to stay creative. And that's kind of what the Scene Makers Collective is all about. In the meantime, what do you think about the events and the makeups? Have you ever done a live demo before? Are you interested in putting electronics into a prosthetic makeup? Definitely let me know in the comments down below. And of course, if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe to the channel. That way you can keep updated as new videos get dropped. And if you're interested in any of the artists that I highlighted today, go and check out the video description down below. I've got links for all of their socials, so go ahead and give them a like, follow them, give them a peek, buy a bit of artwork. They're all a bunch of really talented folks. Alright, so that's going to wrap things up for us today. And like I always say, stay safe out there and keep making cool stuff.